Hey guys, this is Kid and welcome to another YouTube video. Today's story is about how I snuck out of my house. If you guys like this video, please like. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Let's get into this video. The story takes place 3 years ago, back when I was in 6th grade. I was in Boston living with my grandmother. During class, I had a conversation with Chris. He's my best friend. We've been best friends since 2012. He wanted me to come over after school, and I told him yes, even though I thought I was fronting. Back then, my grandmother would never let me go to anybody's friend's house because my family thought I was too young to go to other people's houses without parental supervision, which in my opinion is very stupid. After school, I tried riding my friend's bus, but apparently you're not allowed to ride other buses, so I ended up riding my own bus. I got home and asked my grandmother if I can go to Chris's, highly doubting that she'll say yes. She was about to leave, and once I asked her, she drove away. She said something. I heard a yes from her, and I was very happy. She couldn't give me a ride because she had to run some errands. I started walking to Chris's. Next thing you know, one of my neighbors pulled over to talk to me. He asked me why I was walking on the side of the road all alone, and I explained to him about me going to a friend's. This nigga comes all in my business and decides to call my grandmother. I thought it was no problem because I thought she was going to say yes again. Turns out she said no, and she did say no the first time, but I guess I heard it wrong. So my neighbor told me to get in his car, and he ended up driving me home, telling me that I should never disobey my grandmother or anybody in my family, and all the stupid ass lectures that he was giving me. He dropped me home, and the neighbor went home. The neighbor lives right across the street though, so instead of him going inside his house, he just stands aside of his car and watches my backyard to see if I hop the fence or not. I already told my homie that I was going to go, but I didn't want to disappoint him, and I started brainstorming ideas on how I could sneak out the house, because my neighbor was not going to leave me alone after him finding me walking on the side of the road. As the neighbor found his friend and had a conversation, he got distracted, making me able to hop the fence without him seeing. How my area works is that there's a backyard where you can straight up access it with the driveway, and it's pretty visible to the neighbors. I mean, there's two entrances. One of the entrances comes from a parking lot to a fucking bar, and the other one comes from the street that I lived on. I hopped the fence and started running. After that mayhem, I went back to walking to my friends, hoping that I don't get caught. A few minutes later, one of the guys asked me if I was homeless. I said no and just explained to him about going to a friend's. He offered me to get in his car for him to drive me there, and I said yes and got in the car. Okay, you know when random people ask you to get in their car for a free ride or for some... Oh my god. So you know how when random people ask you to get in their car for a free ride or for some candy, and really they just want to do violent things to you? I knew absolutely none of that, bro. I was living under a rock. Like, I was 11 years old. I barely even knew what social media was back then. So he ended up actually giving me a ride to my friends and not raping me. I got out of the car and rang his doorbell. He answered, and we hung out at his house for like 3 hours. My grandmother came by unexpectedly, and she was pissed. She told my friend's mother that I wasn't supposed to come over and that she drove me home and grounded me for a week. Fucking shit. The moral of the story is don't be so desperate to go to a friend's house. Don't disobey your family. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. If you guys like the video, please like. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Snapchat at Kinnikin. Links will be in the description below. Share the video around. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.